What's up, Aquarius? My name is Neishieee, and this is Truthfully Tarot. And if you're watching, it's because you want to know the truth. So let's get into it. All right, Aquarius. What's up? All right, so I already pulled from the astrology deck to kind of get the general reading energies for August, and then we'll pull from the tarot for more specifics. We'll get into single Aquariuses. We'll get into relationship Aquariuses that are in relationships, exclusive, committed relationships, which is that a thing? No, let me stop. But yeah, so the cards already came out for my Aquariuses. And so the two cards that came out for the month of August is devotion and ambition. And honestly, it just feels like my Aquariuses are like tapping the fuck in when it comes to what it is that they want. It feels like, because I pulled some other cards, and to clarify Mars, lessons came out, Earth energy, which is like awareness, experience, schooling. It feels like, honestly, Aquarius, it feels like you've gone through some things and you've learned some lessons, and it feels like in August, you have like refocused, and you have been like, all right, bet, say less. Let me focus in. These are the things that are important to me. This is my vision. Sagittarius came out. Clarifying Mars as well, which is adventurous, distant places, travel, philosophy. Really the ninth house is about so much, but it is about our vision. It is about the bigness of life in a lot of ways, and our journey through that, and of finding ourselves and the things that are important to us. And so it feels like in the month of August, you experience a lot of harmony, a lot of synchronicity, a lot of opportunity when you focus in on your vision, or you're focusing in on your projects, the things that make you happy, the things that make you come alive, the things that give you a bit of a spark. It feels like you're recommitting. Very similar to the Leo read in some ways. It's like you're recommitting to your purpose. You're recommitting to your vision. You're recommitting to your dreams. You are recommitting to your projects that are important to you. Again, it just feels like there's an energy of like, there's a restoration of fire. There's a restoration of I don't know. It's like, it feels like even maybe some of you guys, a new opportunity has come up, and it has lit a fire under your belt, under your belly, under your booty, that you could just be like focused in on and devoted toward. It could be something coming back up now that you've kind of worked through some energies, you let some things go. And it feels like for some of my Aquarius, something has come back around, and you're like really on it this time. You're really like, I'm gonna take full advantage of this moment, and I'm gonna put all my energy into this. I'm gonna go after this. I'm gonna make this happen. It feels like, again, Aquarius, you are exploring something, and you are really committing to that process of exploring. You're really committed to this opportunity. You're really committed to this thing that is in your life, that you're just like, I'm putting my energy here. I'm focusing on this. I'm focusing my passion on this. It feels like you really cut some things loose. You really let some things go. It feels like you lighten your load a bit, and it has caused you to really refocus and focus in on what's important, which has been a theme for the air signs. Honestly, I just did Libra's reading, and Libra is going through a very similar type of energy of not allowing themselves to be distracted. And I feel like for you, it's not about not allowing yourself to be distracted. It's about you pressing go internally and going, I'm focusing, I'm focusing in. It's full steam ahead is what it's giving in August for my Aquariuses. Some of y'all may travel in the month of August. That could be indicated here as well. Some of you guys may travel, leave the state, leave the country in August. Maybe, or at least you want to. At least you want to, or you're like wanting to make plans to travel or something like that as well. Let's see, anything else about these general messages for my I was about to say Sagittarius. For my Aquarius is Tower. Okay, Tower. Let's clarify. I'm gonna get a little bit more clarity on this. Can you clarify what this Tower is about for August for my Aquariuses? There is an energy of like breakthrough. for my Aquariuses. There's an energy of breakthrough. There's an energy of shifting, of sudden shifts. Can you clarify what this tower is about though? Okay, interesting. Okay. We're like okay, interesting. It feels like in August, you decide to suddenly commit to something. And I say suddenly with a caveat. It feels like it's something that has been on your mind for a while, something that you've maybe wanted to explore for a while, something that you've maybe wanted to do, but just the circumstances or situations or whatever just did not align. But it feels like in August, the stars align or some shit happened, and suddenly there's an opportunity for you to start laying a foundation towards something, moving towards it. And I say commitment loosely. You know, it just feels like there's a determination to start something, a determination to see something through, a determination to lay the groundwork for something. I mean, it feels like it came out of nowhere, but it didn't come out of nowhere. But it almost feels like the traction that it gains comes out of nowhere, if that makes sense. And it feels like there's some type of communication that happens. And what I don't know is if you initiate this communication or if somebody initiates this communication with you. Either way, it feels like there was previously not communication, or maybe this is something you have not spoken up about, you have not communicated, and in the month of August, you decide to communicate, you decide to share about this, and that's what suddenly brings about this shifting and investment, this shifting and dynamic that occurs. It feels like where there was once silence, where maybe you just weren't speaking up about it, you weren't saying anything, maybe you were just contemplating it and processing it. And see, look, the bottom deck here was the Nine of Swords, which means like anxiety, like it's something you could have been thinking about a lot. It's been heavy on your mind, but you haven't said anything. You haven't communicated or given any type of inkling that you are dealing with this, you're thinking about this. But it feels like in August, you decide to speak, you decide to share, you decide to open up, and it leads to this sudden type of coming together of something. And it doesn't mean it's like a relationship. It just means that something gets started, the groundwork is being laid, like, but it feels like the foundation it's secure. It feels like it's something that has the potential to be long-term, but it does feel like it will be slow moving in nature. It does feel like it'll be slow moving. It does feel like it'll be slow moving with the Knight of Pentacles. It's like you take your time. It's like you took your time to really process something. You decide to say something, and then you like start a different process, but it's slower, but it's more concrete. Like it's actually becomes real. It's like you've been maybe mentally trying to manifest something, and it's just stayed in your mental space, and you've just been up here with it. But it feels like you decide to do something in August, and that allows whatever it is to start to materialize, to start to become something, to start to, yeah. Because it feels like you were detached from something, or you detached from something, but in August you decide to communicate, you decide to share, you decide to initiate contact. I don't know, something like that. It could be an idea you decide to submit. It could be a multitude of things. Like honestly, if it applies to you, you'll know exactly what it is. But that's what I feel like for the general energies for my Aquariuses for the month of August. So let's see what's going on with my single Aquariuses. What do they need to know? Oh, okay. Seven of Cups and the two of Wands reverse. This is about having lots of options but not making a decision. So some of my Aquariuses could be dating. But if it doesn't even pertain to dating, which I mean, the idea of asking about singles means I'm like asking about like your love life, so to speak. But it feels like either you get some options and you're not making a choice, or you have options and you're not making a choice between these options. Tell me a little bit more about why the Two of Wands is reversed. It's almost like you're trying to figure out what you want with something. Yep. It's almost like there's a desire for something here, but you are really like, it's almost giving analysis paralysis a little bit. If it's not analysis paralysis, it's this like there's a desire that's present. For my single slash dating Aquariuses. There is either a desire to date, a desire to fuck around and find out, a desire to get to know some people. And again, for like, if you're an Aquarius rising, that means Jupiter is in your 5th house of dating and of like flings, but of fun and hobby. So either, if you're an Aquarius rising specifically, either you are going on a shit ton more dates and you are like, I'm just having fun, baby. I'm not trying to commit. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm just trying to have a good time, not for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So you're not making any decisions about people. You're not committing to anybody. You are committing to your damn self and you're having a good time. That's for some of y'all. For another bit of y'all, and that could be specifically for some of my Aquarius risings, but for some of my other Aquarius placements in general, it feels like you don't have clarity about a situation that you are interested in. And so you're not making a move because you don't feel like you have enough clarity to like start it up. I don't know, Aquarius, it feels like in the month of August with the Ace of Swords here and the General, and then for my singles, the Ace of Wands coming out, it feels like you want to get some stuff moving. You want to get some shit shaking. You want to start some shit up. But it feels like there is a lack of clarity around a connection that is either, there's just a lack of clarity around the connection. It could be from both sides or from your side. And so a decision is not being made about a connection. And again, for some of y'all could just be like, I'm not about to be in a relationship right now. I am literally just about to fuck around and find out. And that's really your energy. And you just dating around and you got options and you're not trying to, but there could be someone in that energy you have met that has sparked your interest for sure. Let me see. Tell me some more about this Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands. Oh, I didn't even see that pop out. Damn. Yeah, honestly, with this Ace of Wands, it just feels like it's for some of my Aquariuses, you're just in a very selfish energy. And I don't mean that as a condemnation, right? Who am I to judge? Nobody. I'm not judging you. It does feel like, though, with the 5 of Swords, you're not really worried about nobody else. You're really just trying to have a good time. You really just are, it's giving thinking with your dick. Thinking with your passe. Like, that's what it's giving, to be honest. It's like, I ain't really trying to be locked down for nobody. And again, that's for some of you. That's not for all of you, but when it comes to my single Aquariuses, it's like y'all enjoying being single. It feels like some of my Aquariuses are enjoying being single. They're not trying to be tied down. They're not trying to make a decision about love. They're not trying to make a decision about a commitment or relationship. And then for some of you guys, there's just like not a lot of clarity around the connection, and so a decision is not being made either way because there is not clarity present. In which case, communicate, because that's how you get clarity. You can't be afraid to have conversations, and I don't really feel like Aquarius be afraid to have conversations. I feel like Aquarius is sometimes be afraid of how people will respond to them. And not necessarily afraid, but just apprehensive about how people will respond to them. Because honestly, Aquariuses can be quite cold and quite detached and quite analytical about things. And if they are involved with people who are not that way, it can create a little bit of like tension, which a little bit of tension in a relationship is not bad, because that is what contributes to like an energy of eroticism in the connection. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just feel like for a lot of my single Aquariuses, y'all enjoy being single for real. And then some of y'all just are confused about your connections. And so there's no forward movement. There's nothing happening because there's a bit of confusion there. Any other messages for my single Aquariuses for the month of... I feel like some advice for my Aquariuses is to like, I understand you're having a good time, but don't be doing niggas dirty. Just because you're trying to have a good time, just because you're trying to fuck around and find out. Like, you can be a clear communicator and you can have casual relations and still have like treat people well and with respect and clearly communicating. Because let me tell you something I know about Aquariuses. Aquariuses will 100 times drop, oh, we friends. Oh, we friends. That's my friend. That's my friend. Half of you fucking your friends. And if you're not fucking your friends, you call a relationship a friendship, even though it's clearly more than friendship. But because the label is friendship, like, you ain't got to do shit. You ain't got to commit. You ain't got to do nothing because y'all just friends, even though y'all more than friends, or you feel more than friends, but it's friendship. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like that can be a bit deceptive. And I feel like that's a thing that I've noticed in Aquarian energy, is hiding behind the friendship label and not being honest about how you really feel. And it's because, like, yeah, I don't want to get too deep in that. I just, with the Justice card coming out for my single Aquarius, it's giving like, what does it look like to date with more integrity? What does it look like to date with more honesty? What does it look like to date with more like laying your cards out completely on the table and seeing what you get and seeing what you find? It feels like Aquarius, the more honest you are, the more authentic connections you experience. The less like honest you are, the less authentic connections you experience. You get what I'm saying? Because if you want to be single and you just want to date around and you just want to fuck around and find out, if you tell somebody that, yeah, a few people may not fuck with you, but the people who have a capacity for you will fuck with you, and you can enjoy those relationships in that way instead of, like, I don't know, not being in that energy. But it also feels like, too, though, like finding balance. Like the balance between fucking around and finding out, having a good time, and the balance of like your life. Because you could be having a good time, you know, finding out and dating and doing the things, or engaging in your hobbies or whatever it is. Anything else for my single Aquarius before we move forward? Yeah, like the Queen of Wands. Like the Queen of Wands is very magnetic energy. She's very much like, I'm doing my thing, I'm having a good time, I'm independent, it just feels like, I don't know, I just feel like for my Aquariuses, the energy is giving, I'm single, I'm having a good ass time, I am fucking around and finding out, I'm dating. I just encourage you, Aquarius, to be honest, to not hide behind the friendship label. Be fucking for real. I say that with love. Be fucking for real, Aquarius. Be real about how you feel and what you want, so that you can have the types of relationships that you want. Because Aquarius is, especially Aquarius Venus, y'all be in some weird shit. And I don't mean that, again, as like a bad thing. It just is what it is. That's the nature of Aquarian energy, to be quite contrary to things, to not want the normal thing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a way to do that with integrity. There's a way to do that with honesty. There's a way to do that with integrity. There's a way to do that where there's clear communication, and where you can maintain your independence and still explore these connections. You ain't got to be doing people sideways, or like not being honest about what you want and who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Aquarius is like, they will meet a connection and they'll connect with them, and they'll fuck around and find out and it's cool, but then want to still be friends, but then don't want to date them, but then want to be fucking around here but still be cool with them. And I feel like Aquariuses sometimes can get really messy, and they don't think that they're being messy, but it is messy. And I feel like that's why Justice is here, and that's why there's like the confusion here. It feels like some of y'all confused about shit, and it's like, you ain't got to be confused, you need to be honest. And again, that's to the last month's reading, so maybe go check out last month's reading as well for my Aquarius. It's like, are you being real with yourself? Are you being honest? Because you can actually have the types of relationships that you want. You can actually have the type of connection that you want, especially my single ones. But again, be real. Be fucking for real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, and if for some of you guys are like, that's in a specific connection and there's not a lot of clarity, and so a decision is not being made, I encourage you to communicate. I encourage you to share. I encourage you to be honest. And I think that could shift the energy in that dynamic. Yay. So let's see about my Aquariuses that are in exclusive relationships, or in a relationships, or in a relationship. But I know some of y'all in some ships. But what message do you have for my Aquariuses that are in relationships? They're not just dating, but they are together. What message do you have for my Aquariuses? Ooh, we got the 10 of Cups. That's good energy. Let's see. Okay. Clarify the Chariot. Tell me more. Tell me more. Okay, it feels like some of my Aquariuses could have been feeling like some of your relationships kind of plateaued a bit. They kind of were stuck for a minute, and it feels like there's been some fresh energy, or there's been a shift in the connection and the dynamic recently. It feels like where there has been like someone has opened up, someone has let their guard down, someone has communicated, someone has kind of gotten out of their head, and it has led to strengthening your relationship and strengthening your dynamic and an increase in happiness, because the Chariot here is about overcoming obstacles. So it feels like some of you guys, Aquariuses who are in relationships, you could have been going through a rough patch in your relationship, or a time where things were just kind of stagnant. Things were just kind of a bit boring. And so it could have been like you were struggling in your relationship for a time. But it feels like recently there's been some type of clarity, there's been some type of movement, there's been some type of opening up, some type of communication. It could have been just some of my Aquariuses in relationship has been doing some of the work, internal work, and it has led to a feeling of overcoming and breaking through into a new phase in your relationship. One where where like it could have been like, yeah, it just could have been like a difficult time, and you are overcoming that, and you are like almost recommitting to this relationship. You're recommitting to the happiness. You're recommitting to the process. You're recommitting to this person. It feels like there has been some emotional like maturity, some emotional reflection that has happened, some realizations around how you feel and what you really want, and that has energized you to let go of some limiting beliefs and some ideas and to really communicate. And it just feels like for some of my Aquariuses, you guys you're breaking into a good place, or you are in a good place in some of your relationships is honestly what it's coming through. So interesting. It feels like my Aquariuses that are single are just like, and then for my Aquariuses that are in a relationship, it feels like you've just broken through recently in your relationship, and it's good. Like it's getting better. The goodness is increasing. It just feels like, yeah, that's really good energy, Aquarius. I like that. Anything else? And clarify the Ten of Cups. Yeah, it's just you've entered into a new cycle. Like whatever has happened in the past in your relationship, it's like you're moving past that. You're getting over that. You're letting it go. You're entering into a new cycle in your relationship, and this feels like such a happy space. It feels like such a fulfilling space. It feels like, yeah, there was just like releasing of some stuff. Like it feels like some of my Aquarius maybe have went through some cleansing, some healing, some whatever that is. If you know, you know. And now it just feels like it's doing good. Like it's like you've recommitted to the relationship. You've recommitted to this person and their happiness and your happiness, and you guys have entered into a new season. I love that. Like, here's the thing. I'm not trying to find fault where there is no fault. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I love this reading for my Aquariuses that are in kind of committed relationships or in exclusive connections. It feels like you've just broken through, and I just kind of want to affirm for you that you have broken through in this relationship. You have reached a different phase in your relationship, and it feels like it's new, and it feels like it's fresh, and you're recommitting to it, and I love that for you. Love that for you. Love that for you. Yeah. Yay, Aquarius. I love that. I feel like I don't know that I have anything else. Like I got my couples together. Like I feel like that's good energy. And then I feel like my singles, you know, well, let me just, I said what I said for my singles. If you have questions, ask me in the comments because I will respond to you. And yeah, my general. So all right, Aquarius, I love you. I'll see you next month. Also, Aquarius, I will be doing live streaming, so be on the lookout. Subscribe, like my content, put on the post notifications because I will be doing lives very soon. All right, peace out.